We're going to explain some of the changes that you'll see on the website from time to time. Things that are being removed off the website, why we don't need them anymore, and explaining to you the transition that we're going into for the new contracts. All right. So, let me see. Within our company's contract, I'm going to design me one of the contracts that, one of the official contracts versus the draft. But anyway, in our company's contracts, we are only contracted to the individuals who have contracts through us. So when they go out and they basically take the product that they're contracted with and go to other business establishments, all those contracts will be going through them, not through us. That's the reason why I don't want to deal with that part. I just want to deal with basically the manufacturer, research and development, which means we're going to be manufacturing the technology for these contracts. We're also going to be doing the research and development to develop new technology for these contracts. Now, if a company wants to inquire about a contract through a company, then yes, they would have to go through me in order to get that. That's the only time that we will be involved in that altogether. In that particular part right there, that they would go straight through us, they have to go straight through us first. Other than that, the person who actually has a contract with us, if he is out and about, or if he or she is out and about, and they are doing business and they do acquire a contract from a company, they also too can also to acquire that contract, because again, this could involve things that they're working on in projects and stuff like that. So again, either way, we wouldn't have to approve, but we would see these contracts anyway. So within their guidelines, within our guidelines we have on our contracts, they have to follow within those guidelines with their contracts. But they do have the ability to free roam, which means they can think outside the box as long as they follow certain guidelines in the contracts. So basically, say one of the contracts goes out and does acquire a school contract, or does acquire a contract for a couple of churches. They can actually do the installment. They'll do a payment installment for these particular companies, like installing the screens, or basically we're talking about wallpaper, or using a bit more advanced wallpaper technology, stuff like that. So one of the things that's on the table for these particular contracts is the technology that now is no longer on the site, as in the projector mapping technology has been removed. Pretty soon it will be the outdoor, and then it would be the complete cinema. These particular products will have an entire different new face attached to them for these particular contracts. So basically, like I said, our job is just basically manufacturing, research and development. But like I said, if a company wanted to acquire by a contract, on that term, they would have to go through us to get that contract. They can't go through one of the distributors. They don't have that power. Only we have that power. Also, too, if the distributor is doing business where he's going to acquire a contract for basically installments and our paint products, then he can acquire contracts from there. He can actually do that. It's kind of complicated, but there's certain rules and stuff everybody has to follow. So, like I said, if the person with the contract by us goes out and acquires 20, 30 jobs with it, all right, that's his business on basically on what he's going to sell it for, what he's going to market it for. We give him that ability to think outside the box, because we don't want to basically suffocate their capability to be able to go out and sell. One of the places we do advise we do not do business with is eBay. We do not sell anything on eBay. I learned that when I basically was doing business with eBay many years back. I was selling vintage toys, and I don't like the way eBay does business. So we do not do business with eBay. It's actually removed. Actually, it's one of the penalties we don't allow you to sell on. There's also certain countries we won't ship to. It's actually in that list. We don't ship to certain countries because they have received a lifetime ban from us. These are bans that we will never lift because of certain things that went on in these countries, the way things were done. They have received these lifetime bans. They cannot be shipped to ever. If one of the contracts did violate and basically ship to one of the countries or did deal with eBay, that's an automatic termination. So we don't play with that at all, period. All right. Right there. From there. All right. So things are changing on the site. Well, basically, we don't need the communication chat board anymore. That was removed. And the reason why, as I said before, in these contracts, we all know each other. Everybody has everyone's personal information, email accounts, whatever we need. Everybody has all that. On our end, when we change over, we have an email waiting for us. It's a customized email we designed for ourselves. No one will see this. The only ones that will get access to these emails and all this information are people we're doing business with. Keep in mind, 90% of our business will be offline now, because there's no point in basically, the only thing that's going to be online are the websites, and the websites are going to be designed for showrooms. So when they're redirected to the site, this is why the shopping carts can't be there, they can check out the entire site. If you notice, our website is built different than anybody else's website. It was designed to be a massive advertisement piece. That's what it's engineered for us. We designed it for. Everybody's website isn't designed like ours. Ours is designed to show off tons of information to educate the customer or people we're doing business with. So we decided to transfer over into distributing our products. We have a ton of information there on the site with demonstrations and videos and all that stuff right there. Do they care about customer testimonies? No, they don't. And I'll tell you why they don't care about customer testimonies. Because they tested the paint themselves. As I explained before, no company is going to sign a contract unless they can test it first. They're not going to do it. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. So the reason why we had the contracts is because they tested the product and they liked it. So that's how we got contracts. Mind you, Screen Innovation never even saw our technology. Never saw it. And yet they were obtaining information for us to discuss our technology, and they never even seen it. So a company like that, who has been in the field for God knows how long, if they can see that our technology has that kind of potential without even touching it, then you know exactly where we need to go. This is one of the things we back up when we show off and we go to companies and stuff. They talk about Screen Innovation. Screen Innovation is actually one of the best screens, and one of the, like I said, not a big fan of what they do, but I give credit where credit is due. And they're one of the best screens in the industry. The documents that they sent to us a long time ago actually is helping us, because we can show proof that not only was Screen Innovation and Screen Innovation was interested in our technology, but they also too had a bit of a court order toward us, because again, we had a cease and desist order to remove items. Because again, they didn't want our technology sitting next to theirs, and I can see why. Because again, as I said before, our tech is better. So, with that being said, because now we have that recognition, that's recognition for us. That letter coming through for us is recognition. So, like I said, they never touched it, never had any samples, nothing at all, period. They can see by their trained eye what's good and what's not good. Any professional company, any person who's been in the business forever can basically look at something and tell what's good and what's not good. Like I can sit in there and I can tell you where rooms are too dark, certain projectors that they're using that we know where they're basically crutching it. We're using a high-end projector to make up for what the screen can't do. People can see that. Our demonstrations are not like anybody else. I can walk into the next room, turn my lights on, and hit my screen at 150 inches and display a star-filled demonstration, contrast levels, white levels. And again, as I said before, when we talk to them, my test demonstrations, they're unmatched. Has anyone matched any of our demonstrations yet? I got challenges that have been seen back since 2019, which we displayed to them. This is our track record. No one can match our stuff, and it's true. That's why our product is selling for the way it's selling. Our product is not selling for $100. Our product is not selling for $189. It's not even selling for $500. Our product is selling for $2,000 a quart. That's what our product is going for. $2,000 a quart. That's what they're selling it for. Because we can beat any certified screen. Gray screen paints don't match our technology, and white screens don't even touch us. No. For our technology, we can get far more than that if we wanted to, but I want to keep myself under the price point of the certified screens, because this gives us a vantage point. And we run into a situation where a contract may be up for bids, and maybe they may have been doing business for a while with a certified screen. We can walk in and not only show that our technology is better, but our price point is much cheaper. And we don't require insane expensive projectors. Gives the customer the option. So what's going to be taken off the site? Well, we don't need to chat anymore, as I said before. We're all in communications. Now, people can reach us through email, not a problem. But we don't need to chat anymore because we're using the chat only when we're doing online business. When our website's set up, a website is going to be designed that same way. Nothing, things are going to change on here, where companies will come in, they can look at the site, see what the company's all about. They can go up top and they can see our test demonstrations. They can see all the stuff we have up here. Where shipping policy is going to be completely changed out too, because shipping policy, the reason why it's going to be changed out, because again, like I said, we're dealing with companies at the end of the day. We're dealing with bulk shipment, drop shipment. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with large amount of orders. That's why I was on here looking at the machinery, because that's the machinery that is literally going to require for us to process orders. There is no way in the world that I'm going to process 20, 30,000 gallons of paint by hand. That's not going to happen. I need machines to do that. But if I need machines to do that, that means I have to hire people, because I have to hire somebody to run that machine. I have to hire somebody to maintenance the machine. We're going to need people on board. If I got a machine like that, that means I got to get forklift operators, because we have to load all that paint from the forklift onto pallets. We need wrapping equipment, wrapping machines to wrap all that up to get it ready for process. And we have to stock inventory, which means now we're going to need a separate warehouse to make enough product to stock it, so we have it on hand for ship out. So yeah, it's a huge, massive change. And this requires heavy licenses, which I have, because when I was in the laundry room, I was in there doing my paperwork. That's why. That's what I was in there doing, filing all that paperwork. So if this ever did occur in the process, if a contract did pop up, we did obtain one when we were advertising our technology. I sat there and said from the door, when I was living at the house, I said that we got all this testing done. So the next stage we have next is basically showcasing the technology. Clearly said that in the house. Now, technology got showcased. A company came in and saw it and liked it and picked it up, and they required a contract, and we sent them out the contract, and now they're in the process now of converting over into manufacturing. So we've already, one of the things that's going to be going today, we no longer will be shipping overseas. That is basically now being, and that's going to end. There's no purpose for it. Our contracts are a little different. We have one contract coming up for Dubai and another contract for the UK. Those two contracts are major contracts. The shipping terms we have in there are a little different. It's not where we pay for it. Actually, they pay for it, but it's a little different how those contracts go. So with that being said, that's not something that's required for us to ship overseas anymore, because within our contracts, we don't ship overseas. They pay for shipping costs going overseas. We don't deal with that. The reason why we don't deal with that, because again, there's certain custom guidelines. When you're shipping over 80 gallons or 100 gallons or 200 gallons, that is a huge, massive amount of paint transfer from one country to the next, which means you're going to have serious safety data codes or data sheets showing what you're transferring from one area to the next. I've done this one already before. I've done this from experience when I had the overseas contract under digital crystal screen paint, and the paperwork requirement is a nightmare. And it's better if the party that lives in that country is doing this, other than us shipping it over in that way, because again, we have to provide a ton of paperwork to ship from A to B, where them, on the other hand, will not. So that's why they will be paying for all shipping costs, which again, they don't mind at the end of the day. So with that being said, within our contracts, or like I said, we're doing only contracts only, it's a requirement we won't need. So it's being eliminated. As for inside the United States, we ship inside the United States for free with our contracts. So right now I'm looking at something like applying for an application for drop shipment. I'm going to wait until I get my either S corporate or C corporate license, because with that we get huge amount of perks when it comes to shipping large amounts of merchandise from A to B. That's something I'm definitely going to have to definitely looking into with LegalZoom on what is the requirements of for getting a S corporate. Now, keep in mind, excuse me, I hate to say this, and I try to, it's funny because I say this because it's not to brag, but to warn people don't do dumb. We see people do so much dumb stuff, it's not even funny. We literally seen people literally apply for these licenses to try to show that they have it. It's not about showing that you have. You do know that whatever you put on that application, United States government sees that. So basically, if you have something on it that isn't right, that isn't true, they're going to question you on it, and you're going to have to come up with some kind of answer. You're going to get in trouble at the end of the day. An S corporate license, basically, or C corporate license, is going to require employee notification, which means you have to. There's no way in the world you got a corporation without employees. So you're going to have to report all your employees. They're going to ask for certain sensitive information to show that basically you have employees. Employees are registered. Basically, you're taking taxes out for their page, stuff like that, tax reports and all. So all that stuff has to come up. Like, how many employees do you have? They ask you like, do you have any vehicles? How much money do you spend for gas? It's a whole lot of crazy stuff that they ask you. You're going to have to be to fill all that in. If you're not running a corporation, you're not even going to know what they're talking about. Some people look at the paperwork and still don't even know what they're talking about. So you're going to have to know all that from the door. So things are going to change for us. But along with this, yeah, we pay a little higher in no, actually, tell you the truth, really, we actually pay much lower because of the corporate license. We get kind of huge, massive breaks on that. Let me go over here and grab this real quick because I got to go to LegalZoom and I got to check on something. It just took money out of my account for my LLC, which I think I finally completed. I broke it down in payments. I think it was expensive. That was not cheap. Let me see. I got to go to LegalZoom and check on that. All right, let me see. Yeah, email is going to be not yet. After the 2 months period, or it might even make it to 2 months. It literally may make it like probably about 1 month, the way things are going. The two individuals that are signed the contracts are extremely eager, if I say it correctly, to get they're extremely excited to get this done as fast as possible. I got a meeting coming up next week to meet with the individuals and sit down, have a powwow, and talk about the future of our company and how we're going to all work together to push it to the next level. And one of the things they're talking about, they like is the wallpaper screens. They want to basically bring the wallpaper screens back, want to engineer a new technology. Mind you, we have the ability to design anything we want. We were blessed to have that ability. So we can engineer all new technology right from the door. And we already have products in the works that we were planning for, but now this is going to be changed over because now we're going to be developing this technology strictly for them. And with that kind of capital and that kind of money at the end of the day, that means we can get our own motorized projection screens. You can advance on the wallpaper surfaces, bringing the machineries that will allow us to be able to design 100-inch, 120, 150, customized 235.1s. This gives us the ability to be able to design all sorts of gaming screens. Oh, I got so many gaming screens I want to design. One of the ones I want to do is 3D print my screens. So there's a chemical solution that we're making that we can actually intertwine with the plastic that will allow us to be able to print the screen. Tell me that's not sick. God is amazing. God is absolutely amazing. Yeah, we're gonna be to design some crazy stuff. Let me go over here real quick. I want to check out my LegalZoom account. I want to see what in the world. Let me see what I got active accounts on here. Let's see what's going on active accounts. All right. Oh, by the way, question: do not send us e-checks. I had two people send us e-checks. Don't send them. Your money will be transferred back to your account. And the reason why we don't accept e-checks is right there on the page of payments we accept that we don't accept. We don't accept them. So if you do send up an e-check, it's an automatic cancellation. Money's going to go back to your account as somebody the Netherlands wanted paint and they were automatically denied. Don't send an e-check. We got a PayPal account on it. You can go right through PayPal. If PayPal is not to your liking, click on the PayPal icon. And what's going to happen is a little area is going to drop at the bottom, and it's going to ask you to make the payment through PayPal. Through debit card or credit card. You can do it that way. But if you go through an e-check, automatic. Now, you got some people think that's funny when I said it twice. When we basically contact PayPal and tell them that basically that account is fraud. And you don't want them investigating your account. So don't do that nonsense today. Yeah, common sense. We know what we're talking about. We say that people, it's only certain individuals, if you know at the end of the day, who do this dumb stuff. All right. Let me see. I need to go to LegalZoom. Wait. Are we set up on this side of LegalZoom? I'm curious. No, I think we are set up on this side. I'm curious. Let me see for a minute. This is yeah, I was asking for an S corporate license. What are requirements for that? Let me see something. Are we set up on this side? I don't think we are. No, we're not set up on this side. Okay, we're not set up over here. We're set up over here. This one. I was trying to figure out what computer that we did set for LegalZoom. Okay. You need to get back over here. Oh, on mouse. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Let me see. Okay. So all contact numbers have been removed. We don't need them. And the reason why we need them, like I said, this was a way for us to communicate online. We are not going to be doing, well, gee, when you really think about it, we're not going to be selling anything online. We are basically going to be offline. There's no point because unless one of these guys decide to open up a web store, a website, they're going to be doing business online, not us. Like I said, my job is strictly one thing. We do manufacturing, well, actually a couple things. We do manufacturing, which we manufacture the product to sell to them. They buy from us. We buy a certain piece price. They buy a certain amount every month. So we're guaranteed to get like $8,000 or $9,000 a month in order for them to obtain and keep their contract. So, and they're keeping their contract like Nike does this. Nike requires stores. First of all, you have to make enough to deal with Nike at the beginning of the day because not everybody gets a Nike contract. But the way they got it set up is that you have to buy a certain amount of sneakers in order to be able to obtain your contract. I had a couple of friends who own sneaker stores. That's how I know this stuff. So basically, you have to buy a certain amount. Within our contracts, they have to buy a certain amount. So we're guaranteed to make $4,000, $8,000, $9,000 every time they per month, because within a month they have to be to make that. But in between every day they can be made. We can make about a couple $1,000s every day. Now I'm talking about the bare minimum. We're talking about a school district here. A school district. You have any idea how many screens are actually in an entire school? Consider the fact that we hit like 19 or 20 school districts. Yeah, that basically can push us up to a couple $100,000 easily. Very easily within a day. That's a very piece of change. And the thing about it is, no company. That's the reason why I did my research against these certified companies, because that's the one we're going to be. When we bump into a contract, it's not going to be with a white screen. It's not going to be like, okay, it's probably with elite screens. We'll probably bump into more than anything else. It probably would be elite. I see elite screen in a lot of different establishments. We probably would bump into their screens more often. So basically, if it came down to us versus elite screen, we could clearly show that our technology is more advanced and costs less. This is the reason why we did the demonstrations against certifies. This is all being done. Those tests are all being done for future proof when we decide to leave offline. The big contracts are not online. The big contracts are offline. If you look at Screen Innovation, a lot of those big companies, they basically don't have their own stores, or don't have their own. You can't go there. Sometimes you can't go there and buy directly from them. You have to go to one of their many showrooms to buy that screen, to get it from them. So they concentrate on basically manufacturing and research and developing a new technology, and also to distributing their products. And you can get a contract to be a seller for them. That's how they work. Majority of their income comes from offline, not online, because they have contracts underneath of them. That's where the serious money comes in. I can do an order and for 31 orders and make $6,000 that day. Or under my contract, I can do anywhere from 50,000 to 80,000 gallons in a day and make a ton of money. Make a couple $100,000 easily. There you go. Yep. And the thing about it is, because our technologies are so advanced, we're blessed to have a technology advance, we can develop technology within 20 minutes. Within 20 minutes, we can engineer a screen, have it up, have it tested, have it done. We've done it dozens of times on camera. So that means the companies that we have competition with, we can basically engineer our technology so far into the future, they couldn't even catch up to us. It takes some years. And I study this. I research all these companies. I don't just watch and do test demonstrations. I watch their companies. How long does it take them to process it? Between what they do research and development. I study all that. It takes some years to develop those screens. It takes us 20 minutes to engineer that. This entire company was built in 2 months. Was it 2 months? No. I'm sorry, less than that. 2 weeks. We built the Black Series edition was built in 2 weeks. I built the entire thing online. I did the whole entire website. I built the entire website online. Between 4 and 5 man hours a day building the site. So yeah. And then came on and designed the technology that literally is designed to wipe anything out it touches. So that makes us an unstoppable force. Any companies want to sign a contract with us. They're going to sign this automatically because we can test their stuff. No one can match our test demonstrations. If anyone's saying we're the same, well, then they can't match the test because they can't match our technology. That's why. All right, so with that being said, and put that on the mark, we're going to leave all the videos in. Why not? I'm not taking any of my videos out. My videos need to be in there to begin with. But within our, like I said, within our contracts, we're going to have our own private emails where we contact them back and forth, which we don't need to associate the emails with the customers because, again, we're only dealing with contracts after that date hits. Also, too, let's say real quick. Also, too, we're tired here, people. Oh, I forgot. Legal zone. Sorry. The chat board was removed because, again, we can actually, customers can reach us. If you're interested in the product, you can reach us through our email. We had a couple of customers already. They come in and contact us through email. Someone was asking us something about, if I'm addressing you right now for that question, they were asking about, do we have any other order? Do we take any other payments besides PayPal? We only take PayPal, but we do take debit and credit card, which you can put in there. Anything outside that, your order will be denied. Legal zone. Oh, wrong keyboard. I keep forgetting. Wrong keyboard over here. All right, let me see if I can find legal zone. Legal zone. There we go. And our accounts are over here. Yeah, they are over here. I keep forgetting. I get these two mixed up. All right, let me save this. Now, like I said, it's a shame because we have, and we don't care. I can't even express this enough. We don't care about the naysayers. We don't care about y'all. And the reason why I can't express this enough, you're not on our level. This is why we're going into this particular field, because we have a major contract. If I didn't have the major contract, there is no way in the world I'm going to be removing stuff off my website at the end of the day. No way in the world. This is my livelihood. This is how I pay for everything. It's my website. So if that's the case, and again, I said I can't express enough when individuals keep saying, oh, you're going to be homeless. You know how many times I've heard the word, I'm going to be homeless? I've heard that pretty much ever since I moved into my first house. And that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen due to the fact that my Lord and Savior protects us every day on everything that we need. He provides for it. So no, that's not going to happen. But as I said before, what I saw in the contracts and how the reach and the people that are connected to these contracts, oh yeah, definitely. After I saw that, I was like, yeah, we definitely got to go in a different direction. And with that, I'm not turning that down. There's no way in the world. I've turned down contracts before. There's no way in the world I was turning that one down, and not in a million years. Not in a million years. And then after meeting the people who were involved in that, and another person involved in one of the contracts, nicest people I've met in my entire life. These are good. These are people that are Christians at the end of the day. They do praise the Lord. And that's why I said, Lord, thank you so much for this blessing. So to try to spread again more false rumors by saying that, oh, his business is going under, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, so and so and so. I've heard this so many times, it's not even funny. I heard this when I first started my company. I heard when you guys weren't even around when I heard that nonsense. Matter of fact, with some other joker at the end of the day who was saying that nonsense. No, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. My site, I dedicate my business and my life to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I trust in Him for everything. And He is not going to sit there and have me thrown into the streets. Like a comment that was made that in 2023, God was going to stop giving us orders, and here we are now, basically getting contracts for our company. I've been told this over and over and over again. When we designed the 7s, when we designed the 12s, when we designed the 8s, all those screen paints, we got the exact same comment. Oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Again, not going to happen. Not going to happen. At all, period. You have to accept the fact that our technology is the best. The black technology is the future. Gray and white screens. Is someone advertising that a white screen is a top screen? No, I'm sorry. Even black gunmetal, even gunmetal technology even knows that. The new gunmetal technology we're designing under 57, that is available for companies only. What do we have right here? Where's my sign in? I need to go check this real quick. I want to see what's going on here with my active account. So here we go. This is my accounts in here. Now I think I have one individual. I think it's one individual that will be starting up an e-commerce, and that's for the gaming technology. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yes, finally, man. LLCs are freaking headaches. They are. The paperwork is something else. The paperwork is insane. This is my process right here. This is what I'm talking about. Processed by the U.S. Perfect. So that right there is my LLC that I applied for. And right now it is being processed by United States government, which means I get that boom, that seal. I can still use my LLC. And right after I process it, they allow me to use it. I ask all those questions. I can use it, but that's allowing it to the process. It's already mine already. Oh, I'm gonna get my documents, my digital documents. Oh, and that, if I did have the time to go into this, gentleman, I would request your documents. You don't have any documents at all, not a thing. You don't have a registration with the United States government for your LLC because you don't have one. And as I said before, some of you have stolen names and stolen logos that do not belong to you at all, period. I don't know how you guys at the end of the day are calling yourself, you're not even a legitimate company at all, period. At all. Not a legitimate company. You don't have proper paperwork. Let's see where my license is at. Let me see what's going on here. I paid for a license. Let me see. It's my document. Yeah, you gotta have a license. You don't have a license to sell in your state, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Let's see, digital. Look at some files. All right. LLC. That's my progress from my LLC. Yeah, man, that thing takes a while. They weren't joking when they were talking about that. That thing takes a while. There's my submit right there. There's my order number. There's my order and my submit and my process. So now it's being processed by the U.S., which means basically they're getting ready to register my baby. This is what I'm talking about. Wait, that came with it? So basically, I just paid for 2 licenses. I just realized that. So my package right here. Oh, I forgot. We paid for all this. It's just involving everything that's over there being, let me move my stand over. My stand's jacking my arm up over here. That includes everything that we applied for that day. So let me see. I applied for let me see, just a little bit more. I applied for my, right here, this is what I applied for my LLC. These are my orders that I put in. So this is also to tracking our orders. So this is our LLC, and I also applied for, this is also including in your order for my operation agreements, obtaining my EIN number and business license package. I did pay for a business license. ETA delivered. Okay, I'll screw it there. Yeah, we did pay for a license. Matter of fact, that's a part of my whatchamacallit. That's pretty cool. Hold on for a minute. Let me see for a minute. LLC and business license. Let's see, Pennsylvania Department of State requires a business to be registered. It falls under the category of either a corporation or a limited liability or limited partnership, limited corporation, sole proprietorship. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. They're very cheap. They're cheap. Ooh, I hope you guys got these documents because, again, we're going to actually request this when we go into court. We're going to request these documents just because, again, because of the things that went on with our company and the fact that these people are claiming they have a business. We're going to request this in court. There's a lot of things that you're supposed to be having that you don't have and they can't show. They don't show. Well, one of the things copyrights don't mean anything. Copyrights and patents basically mean that your product is protected. That's what comes off of that. But there are serious documents that are missing. License required. We have a license to sell. We're licensed, so we're good. I already applied for my license. I've been applied for my license. My license is in the process of being processed. So right here, I can show you on LegalZoom under Kenneth Bird that is my, also including in your order is my business license package. I paid for a business license for my company. I'm just registered. All that is being under review for basically getting us our licenses. Does the state of California require you to have a business license to sell online? Yeah, you have to have a business license. Tax and fee administration. But we need to talk about this right here. All right, so basically, let's get back to our topic here. Yeah, you have to have a business license. Do you require a business license to sell in California, online or offline? According to our council, yes, all companies are required to obtain a California business license, no matter whether they have a physical storefront or just sell online. All businesses are required to get a business license as it helps the government keep track of active businesses in the area and ensure taxes are being filed and paid. Yeah, so no license. In the state of North Carolina. In the state of North Carolina, is a business license required online or offline? And yes, any business has to have a license to sell. You guys don't have a license to sell. No, period. We do. So you shouldn't be selling any product without that license. You can be reported on that. So, let's see. Let me see. If you can't show where basically you have registered or in the process of basically having an application submitted and it's actually being reviewed for a business license, you cannot sell online or offline. If you've been selling and you have a business with no license, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. If you're selling any product on that business, we just checked. State of California requires a license for online and offline. Anywhere you sell business to have it. We have ours right there. Already ordered, been done. It's in the process. There's our reference numbers that we can pull up. So if we come up and somebody says, hey, look, where's your business license? We got a reference number right there showing that basically we applied for it and it's basically in the process of being reviewed and processed, like along with our LLCs and everything else we applied for. So if I basically were to put in a report with my friend that works over at the IRS and say, hey, look, I need you to look into this business and see whether or not if they're operating with a license in the state of California or in North Carolina, you're in trouble. I'm going to make a phone call today. You don't have proper paperwork to run a business. It is a requirement. You have to have this. You also have to have an EIN number, which you do not own an EIN number. You have to have one of those. An LLC, really, you don't really need. You do need an LLC. You should have one. You definitely should have one. Can you operate without one? Yeah, you can operate without one. But still, you should have one. You should. An LLC basically has a lot of perks and benefits, and on top of that, it actually protects you from a lot of things. That it's a limited liability. You should have one. But the fact that you don't have an EIN number and you don't have a license to sell, you can be in a lot of trouble for that. That means you owe taxes at the end of the day. That's something that needs to be looked at if taxes were being paid. Did you register your business? Did your business pay taxes at the end of the day? What's going on with that? Like I said, I have a very good friend of mine who works for the IRS. I will be popping over today because I got to be out today, drop off orders. I'm going to pop over to his office, go out to lunch with him, and have a conversation, have him look into your websites. You might be getting audited. The reason why all this is being done, because again, like I said, we're going to court really soon. We're stacking evidence on these individuals. Number one, they're running a company, a business. They claim this is their business, this is their company. You have it all over your website. You're not paying any taxes at all. You don't have a business license to sell within your state. Your business is not legit. 2 applications were already put into the Better Business Bureau to investigate your site, which shows basically there's activity on your site. And one of them basically one has 2. Remember the docket numbers? A docket number, the reason why that number is really, really brutal to some people, because anytime we file a complaint against you or anything, they will look the docket number up. So we had to go file a complaint against this person, and they will dig around and see if there's any complaints that pop up. And if a docket number pops up on you saying, hey, look, this person's being investigated for this, that, and the other, that's going to basically cause them to basically look into your business even further. That's going to cause suspicions. That's why if you go to court and the first thing they say is, hey, look, we can give you bail, but we have to check and see if you have any felonies against you. You have any previous crimes that match the crime that right now you're being accused of. And they will look around and go, okay, there's nothing coming back, so it must be your first offense. Here you go, get your bail, get out. But if they come back and say, oh, shoot, no, this guy basically had some trouble a few times with the law. He's a high risk. We got to basically keep this one. That's why we filed the docket, the court for the infringements. So it makes it easier for us to go in and file against you, because you'll pop up under this docket. And this is a docket with a very serious one at that. It's copyright infringements. They have to look into that. That involves the government. And that means when we basically go to the IRS today and we basically put in a look in on your business, they will look around and notice that there's a document for you to go to court for this. And this is going to cause them to intensify their investigation into looking into your accounts. You're running a business, Crow, without a license, and you do not pay taxes. I hope there's something left of you before we get our hands on you, because that's going to trigger an audit. We have your address. We're going to send it over to him today. He's going to look into it. We didn't tell him about the copyrights. We don't need to. They're going to find it themselves. They're going to find that docket themselves. Ooh, this is going to get bad for some of y'all. Do you have any idea what an audit is? How angry people are terrified of audits. You know how terrifying these things are? They'll go through everything. They'll go back and say, look, we need receipts from 10 years back. Like, who the freak got receipts from 10 years back? They want a receipt on every single thing you ever purchased. They want to see it. If you ain't got it, then you are going to jail. That's what's going to happen. These guys, at the end of the day, will send you to jail. There ain't going to be no slap on the wrist. It's not going to be no fine. No, you're going to jail for tax evasion. That's where you're going. So, get ready. I told you it's not going to be an easy year for you guys. It's going to be extremely hard for you guys. Danny, we can't call him Partey because, again, I told you somebody owns a name to that. We already contacted the individual. We submitted all this information. They are looking into it. He doesn't own the right to that name, so we can't call him that. I'm not going to call him that. That's somebody else's name to their company at the end of the day, so we can't do that. But in the state of North Carolina, we did look up, and you have to have, right here where it says, simple and plain, any business that sells, you have to basically have these licenses. And you gentlemen don't own them and don't have them. The reason why we know you don't have them, because when I requested DBA, now that's a simple thing to ask for, just a DBA. They didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't know what a DBA was. A person basically, if you explain something to them and they can't explain it back to you, they don't know what you're talking about. I go to a form site and I'm asking what's the difference between ambulant rejection and non-ambulant rejection. You claim you know this and you can't respond back right away to tell me, then there's something wrong there. So again, were your documents? We didn't even get the documents on the copyrights either. We didn't get those either. We didn't get any documents on any copyrights. I asked them for copyright documents on the name Partey. He doesn't own it. I'm still waiting for the documents. I bet you if I go to your website right now, you don't even have your documents posted because you don't have them. That reminds me too. I gotta go in and put my where we at here? Because I gotta, that has to be in there too. We have to go to information. Where's the information? Information. Forgot about that. Completely forgot. Did we add that in? I think I did add my copyrights in there. Let me see. If you own the rights to that, then you should have no problem putting up your certification registration number, which means you don't own the right to it at all, period. So yeah, I forgot about it. I'm going to pop over and have lunch with my friend, and we're going to discuss your businesses over there at the IRS, and he's going to go look in and see what's going on. Let me see. Where is we're at site menu. Site menu. I need to go to links and info, see if we find the information for that. Let me see. Right, copyright policy. Tutorials. Illustration. We had a page of this, or a section. Oh, that's a section right there. All right, so what's going on with this right here? Can I change the color of this? I change background. Change the color to black. Are we getting it or what? All right. Okay, that's a section for, yeah, it's a section for updates. You know, we're gonna put it right here. Okay, so they're not allowing me to put anything here. Oh, this section they're allowing me to do. They're not allowing me to do this section right here. Is there any way I can shrink this to where I want it to go? Can I bring my page up a little bit? Yeah, I can bring my page up. Okay, cool. I'll bring my page up and then I'll put this section in because there's a whole section here that's not black. There. That's perfect. Now we'll add a section in. All right, there we go. Yeah, we need to, like I said, if you gentlemen are going to basically try to make my company look bad at the end of the day and try to say that, you know, our products don't work, then I need to dig into your personal paperwork. Is your company legit? Do you own logos? Do you have registered copyrights? Can you show me any form of registered patent pendings? You know how long it takes for a patent to go through? It's quite a bit. Can you show me registration? I can show you registrations for our patents. I can show you registrations over here for my patent pendings, all that. I can show you registrations on my LLC. I can show you registrations on my obtained EIN number. I can show you registration on my business license package that I paid for. I can show you all that. Can you show me this? And you can't because you don't have any paperwork on your I can't even call it a business. It's not even a business. It's not even registered. And don't dare stick LLC, because if you stick an LLC next to your company and you're not registered, I can dig up and see if you're registered or not. And if you have an application, if any information was submitted, I can look it up automatically from the door. And the reason why, because again, they would have, well, one person would have to pay. He doesn't have, I hate to say, but he really doesn't have the intelligence to fill out the paperwork on an LLC. If you can't write a basic contract, this is a basic contract right here. You can't write one of these, then there's no way in the world. You're going to have a very difficult time trying to figure out an LLC. This isn't a contract where you go, oh, you buy, you get. No, these are actually real contracts. You have to know exactly what you're writing in when you do these contracts at the end of the day. These are real contracts. You can't write a contract, then there's no way in the world you can even fill out an application properly for a basic, what do you call it? Basic copyright. It's a basic copyright. So all the information that goes in there. So I got more information on my contracts than some people have an entire website. Let me see. We need to expand this. So I need to go into. Let me see. Do we have this for information? Excuse me. Bye. Change this to black. Change to black. I'm gonna put in photo gallery. Photo gallery. Photo gallery. Let me see. That's a gallery. There we go. One single page. We need a whole page. Just one single player. We don't need a grid. We just need a single player. That's all we need. Does this work? This will work. We have a single player in here. We need a bunch of players. Let's need one. Okay, I'll take this one. That's it. That's all we need. I'm gonna pass my line here. What am I doing? Okay, I'm doing good. All right. Let's manage media. What do we have here? Let's see. Oh, delete. All right. So give me a. This is something we have to add in anyway. We have to add all these documents. Everything we have is requested in the contract. So you know that if you ever do get a contract, you do obtain one, they're going to ask for all those documents are going to be required. All right, let me see. I'm gonna leave that one right there. Let me add the media, add an image. All right, I do uploads. Let me see, do we have it in here or do we put it someplace else? I gotta be on the black list too. I gotta put up. Oh, here's this one copyright right here. Functional commentary. Where's the one with my copyright on it? Here it is. That's mine right there. That right there is our official logo right there. This is the one that Jamie violated. This is why we have a docket number, 2 docket numbers now. Two of them. All right. Do we have? There's supposed to be a section for information. That's what I'm looking for right there. There we go. There's a description box. Right there shows there's copyright right there, and that's the description box right there. All right. Perfect. Let's go over to let's see, copyrights. And that's what I said. Next time you guys send me a copyright infringement letter, know how to write at the end of the day. Send something for real, okay? Copyright infringement letters are, I think it's a crease or a deceased letter. That's what they are. That's what you get. One of them. That's what they send over to you. When they feel that you violated the copyrights or you violated a patent or any one of those, that's what they'll send to you. That's what I showed you from over here, from Screen Innovation. This is what they send over to you. There's 2 different ways they can send it. They can send one over that basically that comes from an attorney that specializes in this, or they can just have their own private attorney. This is a private attorney right here who sent this from Screen Innovation to us. So I know what these things look like. So when you send us something like that, we know it's a fake. This is a real one. This is what they could look like. And they signed their name right there at the bottom. You got one of these from our attorney that sent it over to you. Same thing. All this information is right there. Signature at the bottom, explaining to you what's going to happen if you continue down this road. You will be sued. I know what those are. I've had them before. Why are we going there? We don't want to go there. Shoot, nothing going over there. I want to go over to copyrights. Copy. Oh, I got that. Why do I have an O in there? My goodness. Copyright search. Let's see. Okay. Records. If I butchered that, hold on a minute. I think I butchered that one. Records. Sometimes I just be in here looking up stuff, crazy stuff like Coca-Cola, McDonald's. I know all their stuff is legit and everything. We're just kind of curious what they got in their copyrights, which is fun. This is a fun section to be in, right there. There we go. And this will let us know everything. This is how we know that he didn't have a copyright under his name. It actually somebody else owns it. Actually, the person who has the music studio, he owns it, and somebody else has it, but they have something similar to it, something what he has in his name. But also, too, you can literally get in trouble for that. So if you basically have a name and yours is off by just a little bit, you can still be hit at the end of the day. They still can get you at the end of the day because they can say that basically it's causing the confusion or when it comes to selling their product because, again, your name is too close to theirs. It's a problem there. I forgot. I got a letter from a company. No, it was Screen Innovation sent me a letter. I gotta track that letter down. They sent me a letter because I started a page on Facebook called Silver Diamond, and they came after me for that. They sat there and said, "Nope, can't do that because it's too much and similar with our name, and we don't want to start any confusion. So you really can't do that." And technically, yeah, they can actually do that. So you have to remove it. So it comes down to the person who had it first. So if they say that they had it first for anybody else, guess what? You have to abide by what they say. And you really can't use that name because somebody actually owns the rights to that. We got to go with the... we got to capitalize that one. Stuff you gotta do when you're up in the morning. No, we got the opposite way. And that's supposed to be cap, man. You gotta cap that. Cap it. Alright. No. Alright. I wonder if I just type in Black Series as I come up to, like, how many different ways does my name pop up in this bad? I'm curious what they're allowed to go through. Always curious what they're allowed to go through. Boom. I'm registered. I'm registered. Yes, sirree. Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, I know it hurts. 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 Yeah, I'm registered. I'm curious. Let me see what happens if I put in Black Series only. My stuff is legit. Come on, all my stuff is registered. Everything I got, my licenses and all that stuff, all registered. But y'all don't have any licenses at the end of the day. You don't even pay taxes. Today I'm gonna be filing complaints against you. I'm gonna meet up with my buddy today. He'll contact you. Don't worry. Well, those of you who feel that you're in hiding, you're gonna hide from Uncle Sam and tax evade, and that's not gonna happen. They're gonna dig you up. They're gonna find you. Don't worry about that. Let's see if you've been paying your dues. Let's go over to let me see. I'm gonna see if I just put this up. What comes up on this one? Do we got this one too? How many people have this one? No search comes up, see? At all, period. So that means any company, and I watch this, and I know this can be done because I've seen Diamond do it. Any company that comes up with their name similar to mine, I can take you to court for it and have you remove it. Because it means at the end of the day, it causes confusion, which means you could be sued for it if you don't remove it. We give you a, what do you call that order, and we tell you got a certain amount of time to remove everything and anything that has that name attached to it. You have to make it fair. Like I said, like 2 weeks or something like that, about 2 weeks. And if you don't have it removed within the 2 week period of time, we can take it to court and clean your clock. You automatically lose from the door. And some people in business don't want to lose everything that they work for. They really don't. So they will go in and basically clean it up. Let's have some fun here real quick. Let's put in Partey. See if Partey owns his name. All right. We want to get the same thing. Oh, no, somebody else owns that. Crow doesn't own his name. He doesn't own his. There you go. Somebody owns the right to Partey already. That's what pops up on the door. See all this? This guy was busy. Man. So basically, he owns a music studio. These are all his registration numbers right there. All his registration numbers right there. These are the titles. Right there. This is the different music that he put out, that he copyrighted all his music. And if you go here and you click right here, right there, there you go. So recording is sound recording. That's a type of work. He's doing music. And it's registered to a fellow in the United Kingdom. So it doesn't belong to Partey at all, period. It belongs to this fellow. He stole his name. Can't argue about that. It's right there. So your entire business, everything, whatever you want to call it, I don't know what you want to call it, is a fake. Because you don't even own the rights to the name. Neither do you own the rights to the logo. The logo actually is owned by some American, it's like an airline associate something organization. That's who owns that logo. When you punch in your logo and you do the image search, it only brings you up if you own the rights to it. If you don't own the rights to it, then that means somebody else is popping up. Now, the argument it's going to come down to is who had it first. That's the argument. It's going to come down. Who had the rights to have it first? And basically, you can see in the Wikipedia page, it shows that they've had it since 1945. Yeah, and he was co-founded in 2017. Guess who's winning that one? Yep. Let me see that for a minute. Let me check out. Frankenstein. Let's see, who owns the rights to this? I think it's Universal Studios that owns this. People, you naysayers, I know you naysayers come in my room to watch. Y'all getting a little nervous? You should be. That's like me going around and selling screen paint called Nike paint or Adidas paint or Eddie Bauer or Gucci. Guess what? Can't do that. They own the rights to that name. That name is theirs. They have the right to put the word Gucci on something. They have the right to put Nike on something. You can't put Frankenstein because you don't own the rights to that name. You could be sued for this. People think because they removed the picture. No, you don't own the rights to the name. The name is still theirs. I can basically not even add in the swoosh to Nike and just put Nike screen paint or Adidas screen paint or Gucci, Versace. I can put that on the side of my can. And I can say, Your Honor, well, I never put the symbol. No, but you put the name. You don't own the rights to the name. You're selling this under the name. It's not yours. So you do know that you have to pay royalties for that using their name. This can get you in a lot of trouble. He owes a lot of money now. There you go. Boom. This is Frank. This has nothing in here that says Crow. Not a thing here says Crow. Nothing. What's the most recent one we have in here? Mind you, copyrights are can go anywhere from the only person I think where the copyright made it depleted is the original author of the book, which was way back. It was like centuries ago. And then somebody would have to buy it. They would own the copyrights. Our copyrights would be transferred. They would get the rights to it. But you can't take the name. The name is not yours. Even if you remove the logo, that name belongs to somebody. So say you design a perfume company or a cologne company and you name it Gucci. That's your company. Somebody comes along and says, hey, this is Gucci screen paint. No, you can't do that. I'm just saying, what the freak? We don't make a freaking screen paint. What the freak is calling this stuff Gucci? What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to get yourself a lawyer and say, no, we don't make screen paint. That has nothing to do with that. Frankenstein has nothing to do with screen paint. Not a thing. Nothing at all. But you took that name and used it for yourself. That's what you did. You can't do that. Just because you remove the image of Frankenstein, you still have the name Frankenstein. It doesn't belong to you. And you could be sued for this. Matter of fact, you will be sued for this. Because you see all this right here? All these people right here? Oh, shoot. Really? Wow. There's a lot going on in this bad boy. You got to pay out royalties. So what's going to happen is they're going to take you to court and they're going to request a judge for you to pay them back the money that you made off of their name. If I'm out there and if I own the company Gucci and somebody's out there selling screen paint going, oh, this is Gucci screen paint and Gucci screen paint, and you sold like what, 40, 50,000, 40, 50 units of that product, you owe me money because that's my name. It belongs to me. I never gave you permission to use my name to make money. So you owe me money. I get a profit of everything that you made. Or I can take it all from you. Got to pay it. I don't know what kind of world people think they live in at the end of the day that you can grab anybody's name. That's why you don't see paints coming up with Dragon Ball Z paint, this, that, and the other, or Call of Duty. You don't see that nonsense gamer paint with Call of Duty screen paint. You get sued for that nonsense. You can't use the name. It's not yours. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about this. There's so many ways, Jamie, that people can get you on the end of the day. This right here, they can easily get you on. Right on your website, clearly shows you showing the product Frankenstein. What you're going to do, hide and remove it. You got videos of this stuff of you using the name Frankenstein. It's literally throughout your entire page the use the word Frankenstein. So you're going to have to delete every video and then go in and delete it off your website. And if you do this, it will clearly show that I'm 100% right. And you don't own the rights to that name, and you're afraid, and you're removing stuff as fast as possible. Yeah, you don't own the right to that. You can't do that. Like somebody taking my name and going, oh, Black Series Edition. They say, oh, wait, you guys did. See, there you go. Now you're getting sued. That's why you're getting sued. You can't do that. You can't take my logo and do whatever you want to do with it without permission. You get sued for that. Just like you can't take the name of these people who make the Frankenstein, who owns the right to it, right? The Steam, they call it. You can't use that. Because if that's the case, then you can have Mickey Mouse paint and Donald Duck paint and Walt Disney paint and Nike paint and Gucci and Versace. You can have all that different kind of paint. You can't do that. That name is protected. There's a trademark sitting on it. That's what it is. You can't touch that. There's copyrights and trademarks on it. So anywhere in here, do we see anywhere that says Crow Screen Paint products connected to Frankenstein? Anywhere in here? Anywhere? Does anybody see it? Anybody see anything in here saying anything about Crow's product? Anybody seen anything? There's the registration numbers right there. There's the dates on the registration number. Anybody see anything here? Anybody? No, you don't, because he doesn't own the rights to it. And because he doesn't own the rights to it, means he can't use that name without the permission of the author who owns the right to it. The people who owns the rights to Frankenstein, you can't do it. That means you owe a lot of money. And what they're going to do is, even if you go in and you delete all of this, right? Say he deletes everything. That's not going to help you. What they're going to do is they're going to go into your PayPal account. Even if you delete your PayPal account, there's a record of every transaction you ever made through PayPal, whether you have the account or not. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to go to the account and they're going to look up how many times they see the word Frankenstein that's going to pop up. They're going to go to your eBay account and they're going to go get a subpoena to basically get access to your records. And they're going to look through every single account to see how many times you sold that product and how much money you made. And then they're going to take you to court and they're going to request their money. Including that, they're going to be fined and penalties on top of that because, again, it is copyrighted. And on top of that, you definitely will get jail time out of this. So, I have a pretty interesting schedule. Let's go. I'm going to dig into this. We already got, let's get back to, we're talking about the change of the company. So we already told you everything's going with the company. We always jump from one thing, and you know how it works at the end of the day. We go from one thing and boom, end up in someplace else. That's what we usually do. So we need to come back. Let's talk about this whole copyright infringement nonsense that these guys are doing. We doing at the end of the day. And let's talk about Jamie not owning the rights to Frankenstein. That's what we're going to be talking about. And Partey not owning the right to his name and his logo. That these are basically people that will steal anything. Well, you already seen already. Jamie stole images off Google. He literally took images off Google to try to make his product, pad his product to make it look like something that it's not. You know, I was having, he was in there ranting about something in the room, and I said, look, man, you want to call me a scammer at the end of the day? My products are all backed up. I can back my products up 100%, easily. Everybody who's dealt with you is now going to be sued or getting jail time. Look at the track record here. The track record we have here is Jamie got caught on YouTube in his own video matching house paint and still continues to sell a product on his site that's house paint. Got caught stealing Google images. That's pretty bad. I mean, I can see if all of it's bad either way. But if he's using, like, say he's got a 720p projector and he's doing this, you know what I mean? You can see why. He has a 4K laser projector and he has to do this, which tells you how badly the paint, how bad the paint is. If you got to take images and you own a projector like that. There is the multiple demonstrations of matching these paints there. Silver screen, so we already mentioned that we're grade 773. You know, there's the black on white paint, basically sells a product at the end of the day. Literally, his customers can make himself. The ingredients is right there. And just refuses to do any of these test demonstrations ever again because of the instance with the network gray. Then you have the thing where we try to order the product from him, multiple receipts, returns of this person just giving our money back as fast as possible. That clearly shows your product doesn't work. Partey. Partey's paints are water paints. I mean, how can you can't argue that, because when you see in the container, majority of it's water. On top of that, you can see the performance of how it went to the black surface. The black surface kept pushing it through, which means the paint is too thin. That's why, because of the water. And then he clearly sits in the video with a video over top his saying it doesn't come in different colors, that it doesn't come in 4 containers. Literally just lied throughout that entire video when the evidence is right over top of him. If you paint the screen in the 5th time, it's slightly brighter. You have no proof of that. You can't really say that. And then the fact that you said you don't put any oils or anything into your products, but we have a right there on the phone and ingredients of you telling people how to make black paint, and one of the ingredients is body gel. Not also the fact that the name here is not yours. You don't own the right to the name Partey. It belongs to somebody else, and your logo doesn't even belong to you. All fake, fake. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that your instructions that you have are based on the first video, which you claim that has nothing to do with your products, which is weird because, again, there's 2 videos up there, so which one is real and which one is fake, we don't even know, because even he doesn't even know. Whew, man, that's craziness altogether. And then after you read through all that mess on the site, which we did, because I read through everything, so I make sure I'm 100% on point when I'm talking, you match the wall in your theater room. Why in the world would I go through all of that craziness? I just get the color of the wall you have in the theater room and be done. It's the same thing. That's a bunch of dumb nonsense. The reason why we don't see Partey and forum sites talking that stuff, because they would laugh their heads off on the forum site. You can't talk about the polymers and all. No. They would laugh their behinds off. He probably would get booted out. There's no one. forum sites ever going to believe that crap. Nobody will ever believe it. He's considered to be a joke. If you believe that nonsense in the day, then I guess what, you didn't join the joke wagon. The fellow by the name of Matthew. Matthew is a customer of ours that had now facing a lawsuit and criminal charges because he went in and used a projector on our products that we clearly don't support. We clearly state we don't support these projectors. They don't work on our products at all. And even more to prove that, we had a customer come in and show off his projector, which we don't support, and it doesn't work either. And these are things we put in there to protect our company, also too, to educate our customers. We don't work with these. And then clearly in a detailed conversation with him back and forth, he stated he did recognize that his projector wasn't on the list, but still proceeded to boost his projector by saying that, hey, it won first prize in projector screen, whatever, that's projectorscreen.com. And I'm like, really don't care, because we don't support it. I don't care what it got at the end of the day, we don't support it. You know, you've seen people like that who want to take different car parts and stick them on other cars, and they want to force them on, like, well, how come I can't? Because you can't do that. You can't put this on that car because it's not going to work. And this is why they put in the specification sheet when you're buying it, or whatever you're doing in the manual, don't put other parts on the car that don't belong there. There's a reason why you don't do that, because there's going to be bad results from it. And this is what we explained to him, not explained to him crystal clear, but this is what's on the website. If you use this projector, the outcome will be bad. Which we have pictures of the original projector when they first came out at $5,000 of a customer doing this, and that was the results. They do not work. Now, it'd be different if I came on here and I said, hey, you can use that projector. It will work. It'd be different if I didn't have any of that information on the website. Yeah, he has me, because I didn't make it aware that this is going to happen. And I said on camera multiple times, oh, knockoffs work with our products. No, we don't say that. Matter of fact, I have taken money out of my own pocket, bought these popular projectors at the time on YouTube, and done detailed demonstrations showing, no, this will not work. Don't do this. But this person goes in and uses this projector, and yes, the image came out dark. They don't work. And then continue to slander my company with multiple demonstrations, claiming us to be scammers. And keep in mind, Crow put his hat in the ring, Partey put his hat in the ring, and some fellow called us on his cell phone with death threats and stuff. He posted the link. Everyone who posted the link that's attached to the URL code to that video, you are now part of that lawsuit. Because clearly from this fellow, and how you guys doomed him from the door, is that, or basically whatever his intentions were, he doomed himself, that we can clearly show in court that there was a cause and effect from the video of what he posted, that we have multiple emails, that we have calls with death threats on them, calling us scammers, calling us fake Christians, and all this stuff. At the end of the day, with the matching code, a link from the website. He's done. He's finished. He is absolutely finished. He wrecked his life. He wrecked his life because think of what he got out of it all. He could have filed a complaint against us. I have not received with PayPal. Didn't do that. He could have contacted me and said, hey, look, I'm having a problem with the paint. He didn't do that. This is all going to come up in court. Did you contact Mr. Bird when it became a problem? No, I did not. What did you do? You did the demonstration. You can tell from the door that you did the demonstration live, or actually on YouTube, or you did it live or not on YouTube. And your intentions weren't to basically use the screen frame for your personal use. It was to do a review. You just said on it, this is my first review. Did you not say that? These are things you said on camera, on recording. So we have you on recording on your own video making these statements. This is my first review. I've never done this before, so and so and so. So you try to make yourself sound innocent, like you don't know whether the projector is going to work or not. And then you go in and talk about how the projector has this and have that. We don't care what it has. We don't support it. That's the equivalence, like I said, of somebody taking Sony to court and say, hey, I'm taking them to court because I can't get my Xbox games to run in my PS5. And I'm going to sue you for it because that's a scam and that's false information. And Sony's going to say, wait a minute, we never said that you can run that. That's virtually impossible. That's two different codes. That's not even going to work. Where would you even have gotten that from? You're going to lose your lawsuit. There's no way in the world you can get around it. It's in their policy. Just like they have in their policy, if you open up the machine and you tamper with it, which I'm going to open mine up, I void my freaking warranty altogether. I can't sit there and cry and whine at them later on. The system shuts down and go, oh, you guys are at fault. Your system's faulty. No, I voided the warranty. It clearly says if you go inside that machine, you void your warranty. And that's what I've done. Gee, wait, you guys don't follow these rules correctly. What's going on? Silent Wake 5. Perfect example. This fellow literally got caught in a live stream doing a fake demonstration. Think about the nonsense at the end of the day, the energy that these fellows put in to try to go against my company. It's now what, 5 of y'all now? Going against my company, against me by myself? That shows you how powerful my Lord and Savior is at the end of the day. It's just me by myself against y'all. And I'm the one walking off with the $1 million contract. I'm the one who's licensed and registered at the end of the day. I'm the one that can back his products up on just about every level you could possibly think of. I'm the one that got companies that'll contact me, send me emails, send me messages, send me even court orders because my technology is that lethal. You guys at the end of the day are going to jail. You're being sued. You're going to be penniless. Wrecked your lives doing dumb stuff. This is your outcome. Silent Wake 5, perfect example. Fellow took his picture right next to the evidence that got him in trouble. It's going to get him in trouble. Took the energy and time to go in, get a post office box, print a fake receipt, get some black wrap, whatever it was, and to basically fake and duplicate one of our products. Printed out the label and everything. Put the batch number on the back of it, the whole 9 yards. Do you know how serious? Now listen to when I say this. You know how bad this sounds in court? This is really bad for you. What I mean bad. And then did a fake unboxing. Never went to the post office. The box was there in the house the entire time. Did a fake unboxing, and then proceeded to slander our company online with a black paint substance. Do you hear how badly that sounds? People really don't realize how bad it sounds until you're sitting in court and the judge is staring at you, and there's a bunch of lawyers standing the other end saying, hello, how you doing? And they read that back on the complaint. And then what makes it even worse is the evidence is right there. It's different when you have somebody arguing this and it's some evidence. There's a good chance you could get out of this, but there's hardcore evidence showing the individual taking pictures right next to the receipts. There is the individual deleting videos off his account because he got caught. There is the receipt that we can blow up and show that the email address not only doesn't exist on Hotmail, it's an email we don't use because in all our emails we have immersed 4K cinema on every last one of them. Even the ones we sent out to Chrome and the ones we sent to all have that name in there, right there. Now, I'm sorry, they never ordered from us. Party never ordered from us. So all that's, Danny never ordered from us. So all that's in there. So how in the world were you able to obtain our product with an email that doesn't even exist? How are you going to answer that in court? Mind, you're facing a $250,000 lawsuit. How are you going to answer that in court? Can't answer that in court. There's no way around it. So that's the energy that you guys put in to try to destroy my company. You've been saying that since I first came on the scene, that God was going to destroy me, that I was a fake Christian. You've been saying this 4 houses ago, that all this was going to happen. And the Lord continues to bless us and bless us and bless us. And you're still in here talking this nonsense. You'll be sitting in your jail cell and you'll be still saying the same nonsense back, if you're able to get a cell phone in there, saying this nonsense over and over again. Go ahead and speak this nonsense in court. Go in there and bring your mouth in court and say, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. They're going to ask you, do you have any proof or do you have any evidence to back up this claim? And if you don't, it's called hearsay. But we have evidence, a lot of evidence against you guys. So that's where your energy got you at. Literally, that's what it got you at. So while I'll be sitting up there in France, relaxing and enjoying myself at a nice little boutique and having a little food out there, and you'll be in jail trying to figure out exactly how to get out of some bad situations. Or you'll be sitting there trying to figure out exactly to register at some homeless shelter or someplace in the day, because like I said, you're not going to have the money. Everything that you get, everything you have belongs to me now. You have to pay me this up. Stupid stuff. Anybody else want to jump on this bandwagon by any chance so I can take you to court and get you sued? Because, I mean, I'm more than welcome. I got no problem with it. And it's going to be 10 times worse once basically my capital pushes in, because now I'm going to have my own legal team. which means we're gonna be looking for you jokers to mess up at the end of the day. I think we're gonna have a section on our site. Not on this site. We're going with GoDaddy. We're leaving on Wix because we have a lawsuit we're going to file against Wix. But we're going to have a section on our site of people who've gotten prosecuted by our company for committing fraud. We're going to put you on blast. I'm going to talk to my lawyer first, make sure everything's okay, that we can do this. If we can do this, we're going to put a section on there of all the people who got prosecuted and basically what they had to go through. Like they did that whole court thing to record the whole thing. Yeah, we're going to see if we can do that. Because I think companies need to start doing that. Companies need to start putting that out there. So if people see this, they will realize that don't do this dumb stuff. This is a consequence. This is going to help you. It's actually going to hurt you in the long run. Don't do that. But we need to look in this Frankenstein thing. All right, I already put my bullets in about the company. You know what's going on. Basically, at the end of the day, like I said, the chat, all that stuff is removed. We don't need it. You can reach us by email. We are still taking orders. All overseas orders have been done. We're not doing more overseas orders. They're done. But you can still order the product. The product is going to be at $100 until one of the contracts kick. We have 2 months. After 2 months, we drop the site. Not the site. The site's still going to be there. The marketplace is gone. All right, let's go. We're going to talk about this when we come back. This crow-owned Frankenstein. Whew, man, this is going to be bad. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.